Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
So it is Monday and this is the podcast. Welcome along.
It was a fun day, Phil.
It was a fun day. In the background there's been food consumed. Andy might have laughed. There might have been tears as a result of the food being consumed.
There was a bit of everything today, Phil.
Not too many.
It was
tears,
high
really.
drama.
High drama in the studio.
You'll
we even
learn.
had the CEO pop in. You know, it's serious when he's listening along at home. He feels like I've got to come straight into the studio.
Well, he brought the tears.
he did.
He made me cry.
He did.
And if you want to know how, stick around. You'll find out why.
Why did Phil Edwards, our CEO, make Andy cry?
As he did.
He did? Oh, well, listen along. Enjoy the podcast.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
Good morning. It's your Monday and you're waking up with Rise and Shine. Andy and Phil. How you doing, Andy?
Good, Phil. How are you today?
Yeah, excellent. You know, I was thinking in the car on the way in, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And I was thinking sometimes on a Monday, you've actually got to declare that, don't you reckon?
You do.
Because you get to a Monday and you're like, what happened? Where am I? And I was like, no, I think today you have to actually, or I had to actually be really determined that this is the day, this Monday is the day that the Lord has made. I won't let something else get in the way, but I will be happy and joyful in the Lord.
Yes, you will, Phil. It is busy, though, isn't it? The modern world, the weekends, if you've got kids especially, it's just so much going on with kids. Or if you're involved in a church, which we all should be in a local church, church is usually busy as well. Because if you've been around the church world long enough, you'll tend to be serving somewhere or helping maybe, but just even making the effort to go to church. If you're trying to get kids to church, the weekend can be very busy, Phil.
It goes very quickly. Then you get to Monday and you're like, what happened? Where am I?
Boom.
You know, we might touch on that. I've actually got some stories to tell. This weekend was Bella's 18th.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to propose that my husband is the most patient husband in the world.
Oh, wow.
He has to be because
Yeah.
I make him wrestle with things.
Did
So
you tell him to
bless
listen at 6:05 so he hears us, Phil?
Well, I think I might tell you that bit a bit later in the show just so I can get full credit for it from my husband. But I do have some stories to tell from the weekend. But also coming up today, we're going to chat to the producer and the director for a brand new 2D animation of Jesus' life. It's called Light of the World. Andy, here's a tiny bit of the trailer.
He is the light of the world.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, an animated film, which is kind of cool,
He
isn't
is
it?
very excited. I want to ask them if they've considered a musical version and if you and I could audition.
Yeah, well, why not, Phil? They're always looking for more talent out there in entertainment land.
So we've got the right people on the show. So we might.
You think they could pay us enough, though, Phil?
Well, we obviously I wouldn't do it for free. No, actually, I would do it for free.
Would you?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
You might even pay them to be on
100%.
on the stage, Phil.
That is actually true. If I could be in the animation of Jesus' life, wouldn't that be wonderful?
It'd be cool.
Anyway, we'll be chatting to them about an hour and a half from now. I've also got a little bit of audio, Andy, from last week, something that you brought to the show.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to call this Monday Mop-Up. I feel like there was a little bit that was left hanging last week.
Oh, did I bring this to the table last week, Phil?
Literally, you brought it to the table.
Or did I take it from the table?
Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it? And that's what I feel like Australia needs to weigh in on.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll do that as well this morning.
Could open up a conversation.
It could
Phil.
open up a conversation. But let's kick it all off. On the other side of this, we'll do a bit of a weekend roundup, and then we'll take you to Andy's. Well, let's keep it open. Something about a table, something about Andy, and some food.
Rise and shine on Vision Christian Radio.
Did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend, Phil, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, you know what? Yesterday afternoon, I go to a 2 p.m. church service in the afternoon. I was driving home about, 4:30 p.m. across what's called the Story Bridge in
That's a
Brisbane.
nice, relaxed service
It's very nice.
because you sleep in, have a late brekkie, and
Well-
then eventually get to church like 2 p.m.
I don't think I slept in, Phil, but...
No, we don't sleep in
I
anymore.
can't sleep in.
You're broken
But anyway,
for that.
I'm driving across the Story Bridge in Brisbane. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. The birds were singing.
Aw.
And there was no crowd of protesters on there, Phil. I don't know if you heard the
Yes, I
news.
did,
There was a
yeah.
proposed protest there about pro-Palestine. And a judge in Brisbane actually denied them access to that bridge, which was a great decision. So as I drove across the bridge, I thought, how good is this? I'm not sort of having to go through a crowd of people.
Dodging protesters.
Yeah, well, they would have blocked the streets. And I don't know about you. I just don't think they have to disrupt traffic. They don't have to disrupt bridges. Go to a park somewhere, wave your banner, have your say. I'm all for protest and people having freedom of speech, but not disrupting our lives. So I was very happy, Phil, driving home from church yesterday thinking, what a good judge that they denied those pro-Palestinian protesters the right to walk across that bridge.
Oh, yes. And you got to church.
I got to church.
And you got home.
And I got home.
So there you go.
And then my son and I went and played basketball after that. We did a one-on-one and the old
how do you
hoops.
go?
He whoops me every time, Phil. And he loves whooping me.
I'm sure.
He loves whooping me.
I'm sure he does. How old is your son?
He's 19, so he's really gotten into basketball lately.
Great.
And I haven't played competitively since grade 8, which
Just yesterday.
a couple of years ago. Even if I identify as 25, that's still a good 10 years before, and it might be a few more than that. But, he's been whooping me at stuff for years because he was quite a good middle distance runner. So by about the age of 10, maybe even 9, he could beat me. If we went for a K run, he could whoop me there as well. So
yes.
as a parent, I accept it. I'm down with it.
Are you good with that?
I don't mind being beaten by my kids.
No,
yeah.
I quite like it. Well, because I've always been like, well, we'll play fair, right? So
Yeah.
I didn't mind beating the kids when I had the upper hand.
Yeah, that's right.
And now I don't mind if they beat me. Bella's much better at me than chess, for example. I can't beat. Well, I'm terrible at chess, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you could bring her in here one day. We could play chess during the show if you want.
We could give it a shot.
Let's do that during a holiday break.
Oh,
Yeah, seriously.
really?
Even
Well,
if it takes 3 hours, we can do it.
Well, that is true. I don't think it would take 3 hours. She could beat you even quicker than that.
Oh, you think? Okay. Challenge has been issued there, Phil. Let's do that.
I'm now actually competitive with my children.
You are.
Not even
You're
by
projecting through your kids.
like,
but
well, I couldn't
anyway, how was your weekend, Phil?
Well, it was very good. It was big. It felt like a bit of a
difficult mission.
It felt like a bit of Mission Impossible. We had Saturday. It was bigger than Ben-Hur because it was Bella's 18th birthday last week and we had her friends coming.
Yep.
But I also had to get supplies for a dance competition. The kids have been told they have to do book week. And then on top of that, we had to get all of the things necessary for a Japanese trip, which is coming up as well. So Saturday was big, setting up for the party. I kind of left Murray at home to do that piece.
Okay.
And I took the girls out and we even got Bella her formal shoes.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was...
That's very busy, Phil.
It was probably a bit much.
It sounds a bit much,
hindsight.
Phil. Sounds a bit much.
Yeah, we took on a lot.
Now, for our listeners listening right now, they're thinking, hang on, wasn't Wednesday? What was Wednesday as opposed to Saturday? Talk us through that.
Thank you. Yeah,
because you
you're
were away
right.
Wednesday because your daughter's 18.
It was her actual birthday on Wednesday, so we did a big family event that day.
Yep.
And then, but of course, 18-year-old girls want to be with their friends, right?
Totally.
And good girls, they were at school during the week, so Saturday was
Totes, Phil, totes.
Totes, they were at school.
It's like you've got to be at school because it's like if you don't go to school, it's like you can't go to university. You know what I'm saying? Phil? It's like that, isn't it?
It is a bit like that. And they're all in grade 12, so it's pretty important at the moment. And all of her friends are turning 18 this month.
Oh.
So they've all had to pick a weekend.
Okay.
So this was Bella's designated 18 weekend. Next weekend, she's in Byron for another, I was going to say little girl. They're not little anymore.
Another teenager becoming an adult.
Yeah, last weekend was a different one. So this was Bella's weekend.
In
so
Byron
Saturday.
Bay next weekend. No?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't know if I want my daughter becoming an adult in Byron Bay. Just putting it out there.
Well,
I'm only kidding.
They're beautiful girls. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. But it was, but yes, so as a result, we did spend Saturday getting it all sorted so that night they could go out for dinner and then come home
that's nice.
and enjoy at our place. And there was, look, I won't tell you now, but there was a moment or two in the development of that party where perhaps my online shopping skills were put to the test. And
okay.
I'm not the most detailed person in the world when it comes to because I mark and things for university. So at that point I am, but when I'm in a rush,
big picture.
I like the big picture. Sometimes those finer details escape me. On this case, it was my husband who was left to pick up the pieces.
Okay, but
so,
he managed the details okay?
Well, he's a legend.
He is, isn't he?
But I did have to put that, sometimes you see and you're like, I married you for a reason. Mm-hmm. I did marry him for a reason. He's
That's
so
right.
patient.
This is why.
This is the why. There's a lot of reasons. I mean, obviously good look and charm, but also patience is one of the reasons I had to marry my husband.
Okay.
Praise God for him.
Yep.
But look, I will tell you a bit more about it later on in the show because, yes, there is a bit more of that story to tell, but that's how our weekends went.
Well, let's just stop there, Phil. There's a Proverbs 31 woman. Why isn't there a chapter dedicated to the good man, the good husband?
I think the rest of the Bible is dedicated to the other men.
Where, Phil? Where?
Well, everywhere.
Where does a man have to go to in the Bible they can say, I need to be that guy? It's not there, is it?
Oh, I suppose. No, they do show the men warts and all, don't they?
You can sort of pick and choose.
I was going to say David, but I was like, well, he fell at one point.
Samson.
No, he wasn't so great. Not so
Abraham. Oh, no, she's not my wife. She's my sister. You can have her. Here, take her. Oh, what? Camels? Goats? This is awesome.
Okay, I've got it for you. Jesus.
There you
Jesus is the answer.
Yeah, but he wasn't married, so
No,
that's not a good
true.
role model either.
No, okay. Daniel, no, he didn't get married in our version either. No, that's right.
It's difficult, Phil. At
Proverbs
least you've got your
31.
little chapter you can go to for your inspiration.
Got one chapter of the
That's right.
Bible, baby.
You spend your whole life there.
Just read Proverbs 31 over and over
Us
and over.
dudes, I don't know. Well, we have
I
to
don't
make
know.
it up.
Proverbs 31 is a lot of pressure. If you read it, read it today as a woman, you're like, wow, if that's my bar, it's pretty high.
The bar is high.
The bar is
It's Olympic gold medal standard.
She is. Whoever she is, we're going to get to heaven and go, really? Did you have to do it that well? Really? But if you don't know what we're talking about, read Proverbs 31. There's a picture of King Lemuel. He writes a picture of this woman. She goes in the marketplace. She's trading. She's wheeling and dealing. She's incredible.
She's everywhere. I even sang a song about her last week. She inspired me to sing a song spontaneously.
In fact, if you want to, I don't think it's on our socials yet, but we will find it and we'll put it there. It was pretty clever. Anyway, look, next up, I've got something from last week, Andy. I've got a bone to pick with you, actually. No, I won't say that.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like it's been left hanging
Okay.
on the bench, perhaps, as you say. We'll come to it next on Rise and Shine.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
We had a moment here where we were having a chat. Pastor Sam was here. I don't know if you recall.
I do remember.
You do remember? It was a whole week ago. Like, a lot has happened in the week.
It has.
But this is something, I'm going to play it for you just to refresh your memory, something that you brought to the table.
To the table.
During that chat.
Well,
Very
Andy's
impressive.
packing his own food today. I've got some leftover crunchy nut cornflakes in a box, which I intend to.
In fact, on a side note, we were in a staff meeting the other day and I hear this crunching noise from the back row. Turn around, there's Andy with his little bowl of crunchy nut cornflakes, no milk, just nibbling away.
I'm like a lobster.
I was like, really? Is this the time and place for this?
Well, because someone left it in the staff lunchroom for some reason, and I'm like a lobster of the
Even your-
ocean.
so
Yeah,
you're
a
just
lobster.
stealing someone else's crunchy nuts.
No, it's not
They
a
might
steal.
need
Like
it.
when people leave it in the lunchroom, it means you have it. I don't want it
think,
anymore.
No.
That's what it means.
Well, what if
Yeah,
it
people
didn't?
leave stuff on there all the time. They leave clothing
Are
items.
you sure? Are you just stealing
Yeah.
stuff? Are you
Hell,
like a
I've
bowerbird
worked here
and
for 2
you're
years.
just taking things out of the
If you leave
kitchen?
something on the table, sometimes there's a note, sometimes there isn't. It's basically, take me, I don't want you anymore.
Wow.
And I'm like the lobster of the ocean. I just clean up the mess. So if you're going to leave a half-eaten box of crunchy nut cornflakes, I'm going to eat them, Phil. It's my duty.
Well, so that was what was stated. Pretty much Annie's going around the kitchen just grabbing items. If they're on display,
Well, like I said, Phil, like the lobster cleans the ocean floor. At Vision here, people leave stuff on the table so it gets taken.
well,
Stuff they don't want anymore.
I'm not sure if that, like, I haven't seen that from HR, like an official mandate on
Official
that.
memo.
And I have wondered, it did get me thinking about the times in our offices, and I've been in so many offices, the different rules that apply to the kitchen food. Like, and you stated last week, if it's in the fridge, it's off limits.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But if it's on the table, fair game.
Well, I'm not denying there can be some sneaky behaviour going on in lunchrooms, Phil.
A bit like the Pink Panther.
Yeah. People come to work, oh, I forgot my lunch. What am I going to do? That ready meal, I've seen that on that shelf for a few days now. Surely someone's forgotten that. Maybe someone's died. Maybe they're not here anymore. Maybe I need to eat that because it's going to go to waste otherwise. These are the inner conversations I think that go on, Phil, to justify sneaky behaviour.
And I've heard more than one workplace, the forks have all disappeared. But I may or may not have found one or two in my lunch bag over the
Oh,
years.
so you're one of the fork lifters, are you,
No,
Phil?
not necessarily, but, you know.
No, you are a fork lifter, aren't you, Phil?
Well, you're digging down. You're doubling back on that one. I have to say, I do remember being part of a workplace, not Vision. So Vision, you say.
Yeah, Vision is safe.
Vision say.
Although there are some forks missing upstairs. And I know it's not you because I haven't seen you in the lunchroom, but
No.
they did buy some really nice black cutlery here a couple of months ago.
I know.
And the forks just seem to
All
go
of them.
so quickly.
Where are the forks going?
It must be a subconscious thing. People just take the forks without thinking. Next thing you know, I got this fork. Where did it come from?
Yeah,
Oh,
pop it in.
I'll put it in the dishwasher at home.
Yep.
I'll take it back to work one day.
You
Gets
never
forgotten.
take it
No,
back.
never do.
You never take
It sits in the drawer as that weird cousin that doesn't fit in, like the ugly duckling. And you look at it and think, where did that come from? And you can't remember.
You have no idea.
It's an innocent mistake.
It isn't. Is it innocent though? But it is a mistake.
We've all made it, Phil.
But if HR knew, they would be all over you. We've all done it. I have actually done that. So not a vision. We're all safe here. But at other workplaces, I have been known to take home the fork.
But look, lunchrooms, Phil, they can be tricky places. There can be some sneaky behaviour. You know what, my youngest daughter used to have a nickname for me. Instead of calling me Sneaky, she called me Sneak to the E.
Sneak to the
Sneak to the E.
Sneak to the
When you do sneaky things.
Really? So you were the ultimate Pink Panther, really. You're the sneak to the E.
The sneak to the E in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. What is she seeing you do that makes her think
it was just an ongoing joke. It wasn't real sneaky behaviour. It was just a joke that I'm a bit sneaky.
You're a bit cute. Okay, very cute.
Sneak
very
to the
cute.
E, yeah.
Well, look, I feel like we need to put it out to Australia today. What are the rules from your workplace kitchen? What have you broken? Mm-hmm. Maybe you can make us feel better about the odd fork that goes.
What have you lifted? Are you a forklifter as well? A forklift driver.
Has someone stolen your lunch? This is the time.
Yeah, has someone taken your lunch?
Someone has taken mine.
This is real, Phil.
It is real. I feel like we need national emergency here.
right.
Has anyone taken your lunch, your crunchy nuts?
Those crunchy nuts were good, Phil.
I
were
heard
so
them.
good.
I didn't eat any, but I heard them day after day.
Something about that crunch.
Thank goodness they're gone.
As you're eating them, just that crunchy sound.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of crunchy sounds through these
addictive,
mics.
really.
It's gone, thank goodness. Hey, next up, we've got our Bible story sound off. Give us a call if you've got some sneaky behaviour in that kitchen.
Some sneak to the E behaviour in your lunchroom at work. Have people been lifting stuff? What are the rules in your lunchroom, you know? Is there a code of conduct in the kitchen, or is it just every man, every woman for himself?
I'm just imagining that. It's just like this. It comes 12 o'clock. There's just this en masse rush to the kitchen. Whoever gets there first gets the best lunch.
I'm sure that anarchy exists somewhere, Phil. We want to hear about it.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Are you ready for a challenge? Listen to the mystery sound, correctly name the Bible story, and win a great prize. Sounds easy, but is it? Rise and Shine's Bible Story Sound Off.
That's right. And so we've got a fairly new sound. It hasn't been around very long. And it sounds like this. That's it.
Not much there, Phil.
It's a bit sneaky. There's only 1 second.
It is a little bit sneak to the E, but we can promise it is the sound from a Bible story.
It is. And your job at home is to match that sound to the relevant Bible story. We have had a couple of guesses so far.
Brave guesses, Phil. Very brave, courageous people.
Oh,
having a crack
you.
at that.
Oh, I love that. Yes, here you go.
Yeah, I think it's the Centurion chariot coming along towards Peter and himself going along past the body of water nearby where he got baptised when he said, well, there's water here. What
Ethiopian eunuch.
Joseph being thrown into the cistern and the lid put on top after they took the coat of many colours off.
Both wrong, but they're great guesses, don't you think?
Yeah, they were very courageous, as I said, because not much information to go off there, that sound.
No, so your job at home today, let's see if we can get it. How cool would that be? Well, it's still in its infancy.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
Well, everyone's answer is always very biblically
Amazing.
sound. It's just not always the sound that we've recorded in the time machine.
Oh, well done, Andy.
So we're all winning, Phil.
We're all winning at life here. Look, this is the sound. Your job at home is to match the sound to the story. And I can see we've got Elsa on the line. What do you reckon, Elsa?
The 8th plague of locusts.
Oh, that is very good.
Wow, that's very specific.
Wow, you even knew the number of the plague. I wouldn't have even known what plague locusts were. That's very... Did you look it up, Elsa?
Look it up.
You had to
No,
look
I had
it up.
to look it up.
So you've taken this...
I knew it was...
So you're hearing locusts in that sound. It does sound a bit locusty.
It does sound locusty.
That's actually a very good answer, Phil.
It's an excellent... Is it the right
I
one?
find it tough to push that button. Oh, but Phil has pushed it so quickly.
Elsa, brilliant, hun. That was very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Elsa.
Right.
Boy. Tash, what do you reckon it might be?
I reckon it might be the plagues in Exodus.
Oh,
Ooh, which one?
Oh, that's a good question. Locust was my first thought.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's a popular choice
People
today.
got locusts on the brain today.
It's a popular look. It's. I'm so sorry. It's not the right answer, but brilliant guess.
Someone else had the same guess.
Yeah, Elsa. But
You're not sitting next to Elsa in the car, are you? You guys together?
well done. Try again, though. We would love you to try again. Natalie, what do you reckon it might be?
All right. Well, here's a verse from Ezekiel.
Oh.
And behold, the glory and brilliance of the God of Israel was coming from the way of the east, and his voice was like the sound of many waters, and the earth shone with his glory.
Ooh. You think it's that?
Very impressive.
That is a good story in the Bible, I've got to
if
say.
we could do it like that, and then you've got the scripture and...
Makes
she's
me want to read that
calling-
story again. I
wanna
love that
read-
part of the Bible.
Very impressive.
Ezekiel 43.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to Ezekiel. We don't go there very often, Ezekiel.
That's the one when the river starts flowing through the temple, isn't it? That part of the Bible? I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. It's a good part of the Bible. I like it.
You don't go there often. I'm glad you went there today, Natalie, but is it the right answer?
Good answer,
But
though.
brilliant, Natalie, and biblical, and you had verses. Amazing. Should be the right one. Thanks, Natalie. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, well, they are all very, very good guesses.
Excellent guesses, Phil.
Well, and none of them heard this sound,
No.
but we're a step closer.
But two of them heard locust. That was really interesting,
Isn't
wasn't
it
it?
interesting, then?
I didn't hear locust when I first heard that sound.
No.
But now, listening to it again, it easily could be locust.
It
Easily.
could be, but it's not. So, well, it's not in that story anyway. There's a few locusts in the Bible, actually. Anyway, your job at home is to match that to the sound. This sound to a story. It'll be back tomorrow. Coming up next, though, we've put the call out there, Andy. My kitchen rules. What is your rule around food in the workplace? Are you like Andy and you're swooping in like the lobster of the ocean, I think is how you've
That's it.
described yourself? Or do you have like a hands-off policy? Like that's just leave that.
Yeah, can't go there.
And well, I've got Mark next. He's bringing it out of the kitchen at the office. He's taking it into the street.
Oh, okay.
And there's a bit of a pork chop. You know when you say you're a good pork chop? A bit of a pork chop involved. Wait along. It'll be up next.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
Hey, what are your kitchen rules at
Yeah,
work?
At work.
Are you just going in like Andy and you're cleaning up? Or are you leaving it be?
Are people sneaking into the fridge and even using your sauces maybe, your
Oh.
butter, your margarine, maybe
Taking
using
the
your
fork?
honey, you leave your honey in the cupboard? Like, are people taking stuff from you? Or are you one of the ones who feel the liberty to just take it yourself if you need something?
Like an Andy.
You never know.
1-800 316 316 is the number to get involved. Mark, I've got you standing by. Now, you've found food not in the kitchen, but something in the street. What have you found?
Well, we saw a lamb chop, a full lamb chop in perfect condition on the top. We didn't touch it, but it was on the roundabout opposite the IGA, so we assumed it was fairly fresh.
Ooh.
But Jilly and I just walked past it and said, maybe that's got a bait. But I just wondered, what would Andy have done with that?
What? That's a good question.
Andy's there. He's in the lunchroom and he's finding things and taking it from the lunchroom. So I guess the question is, Mark, is that go outside of the lunchroom, that behaviour? Is that the question?
That's the question. What happens outside the lunchroom when it's there for anyone?
Well, it's a good question, Mike, because I'll tell you what, I do live by policy, waste not, want not. I don't like wasting food. You ask my
Yes, I
kids,
agree.
I'm like a garbage can in the fridge. I just eat all the leftovers in the fridge because I don't like throwing food away.
Oh.
So that would be a moral dilemma for me, walking along the footpath, seeing a good-looking lamb chop on the footpath there. I don't know, it'd be tough to walk past.
It really would. Well, I'm the same as you, Andy, with food. I hate waste, and very often we're out at dinner and the children or grandchildren don't eat, and it all gets passed up to the end of the table to this vacuum cleaner that devours.
Well, hang on, brother. You're talking a big talk there, but you left the lamb chop on the footpath on Saturday. Like, talk me through that.
It wasn't cooked.
You could have taken it home and put it on the barbie.
I guess I could.
There you go. The answer is yes from Andy.
Because
He
we
would
all
be
know,
taking
Mark,
it out.
once you cook it, the bacteria all the bad stuff gets cooked
I
out.
was
The heat will kill it.
realised that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is disgusting.
That could have been a nice little breakfast
That
for
is
you.
disgusting.
With the feel of it in my pocket, I didn't want to experience it.
Yeah, in the pocket. Yeah.
No, that's so gross.
That is tough to
Tell
carry
me-
it home in the
okay,
pocket.
then,
yeah.
Mark. So you're at the restaurant and there's everyone else's plate, and you look over and you see someone who has left their dinner. The chips are uneaten on the plate. from the table across. Do you go and get those ones as well, Mark? Is that what's
no, I don't do that.
Okay,
no, not at all.
So there is a limit. There is a limit to
There is a limit
the
to
Hoover,
that,
the hoovering. Oh dear.
But it's a real moral dilemma. I'm glad you alerted us to that one because that is a toughie. What do you do with that lamb chop just sitting there on the footpath, screaming out, "Take me, take me"?
You leave it alone and walk on the other side.
That's what, I mean, there's obviously a story behind it. Poor little lammy, you know. A lamb has laid down its life for that chop. You know, we can't waste it.
Dear idea.
Oh dear. Mark, thank you. Brilliant. Appreciate you this morning. God bless. Bye.
Bye.
Well, there you go. So you're out at dinner, Andy, and you've got, everyone has finished, but there's tons of food left. Are you eating that food as well?
I got to be honest, I do draw the line on. I don't like germs either, Phil. So if someone else has been sort of touching their fries, I'm not going to go in there. No.
So, but up in the office where there's an open packet of food,
a box of crunchy nut cornflakes.
You have no qualms.
Oh, I had no crumbs. I polished it off, didn't I?
No, you did.
I polished it off.
Well, I saw the box, and then I went up there the other day, and there was another box of cereal that had been opened, and
Special K, wasn't it?
Was Special K.
I don't go there. I don't know why. I just don't eat Special K. I left that for some other vulture.
Oh, dear. 1-800-316-316. Have you been, like Andy, you the bowerbird of your office? Do you jump on in and eat whatever's left behind? Or are there some specific rules in your workplace?
Can I ask you, I've always seen Special K as female food. Is that just me?
Wow.
Isn't it?
No, Andy.
Because those ads on TV years ago were always women advertising it.
That's how marketing works.
I've never gone there. I've never had Special K for that reason.
Well, then marketing is working for you because they choose a target market, and this is female to female.
But then it's also not working because I don't eat it now.
Wow, that's true.
So I'll never
They're
buy
like,
it.
we've got enough women. We don't need you, Andy. But there you go.
So that's why that box got left alone.
It is. Well, I'm just going to get a whole bunch. I'm going to put everything in Special K boxes from now on.
It'll be
safe.
It'll be safe.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
Now, I want to give a big hello to everyone listening along in Auburn, South Australia, where you're listening on 88 FM, and your weather today about 14 degrees. Heading to 21. So beautiful, almost springtime weather.
That's definitely springtime weather. Tell me something about Auburn, Phil. I've never heard of Auburn, South Australia before.
You haven't? Well, it's a historical city, so lots of beautiful, the old pioneer buildings.
Yep.
It's the gateway to Clare Valley, so it's about 100 k's from Adelaide, so the state capital. But it sounds like it's beautiful. This beautiful it was on the way to Clare Valley, which is where there's lots of wineries and a gorgeous part of the country. And it was on the Gulf Road, which was used by bullock teamsters back in the day. So you can just imagine it was always sort of one of those, it was on the journey, these big bullock teams, which I always thought those were amazing, weren't they? Those huge.
Well, they were massive. They were the trucks of the old days. They hauled big, heavy loads and big logs. And I think my grandfather, I don't remember, but I think he was on a bullock team as an assistant. It wasn't like his long-term profession, but I think he was young. He used to help on bullock teams, They
would need a bit of help.
Yes, those were the old days, Phil, and life was hard for that generation.
Was. Yeah, well, we are very blessed now. It is true when you think through all of the things, like in the kitchen, all the things that we have, for example, and like that you can go into a kitchen at office and take people's lunches and, that's available to you. The bullock teams, they didn't have that available.
And just the old days, people were more principled. Like that, my grandfather, he came back from the First World War and was offered a square mile of land by the government. It's called the Soldiers' Block. He said no.
Why?
Because he didn't believe in charity.
That's a pity.
He said, no, I'm going to work for everything. But it's just interesting.
That mindset
today, people don't think like that anymore. They're like, oh, yeah, give me whatever you got, government. I deserve more, actually. But he was a principled man, and he said, no, I'm not taking anything for nothing. So he just worked his whole life, worked 2 jobs his whole life.
Wow.
Supported 8 kids.
Amazing.
Yeah, anyway, different generation, Phil. Different generation.
Yeah. Although there are still good people around today.
Yeah. But the whole principle thing, like even in his town, I'll go really sidebarring here, but his town, some of the women in World War I said, we will never marry someone that won't go to the war.
Yeah. Well,
and they stayed true to those vows. They died as spinsters because they stayed true to their vows. Whereas today, people don't tend to make those sort of commitments anymore and hold to them. So obviously our word being our bond was more important in the old days than it is today. That's what I feel like anyway.
Interesting.
But you know what is true today, Phil?
The word of God.
How did you guess?
I was hoping that's where we were headed.
Well, I'm really enjoying the Psalms. So we're in Psalms 4. I was there last week. But this verse is a good one. It's verse 7. You have put gladness in my heart. more than in the season that their grain and wine increased.
Wow.
How good's that?
Isn't it? So we're not looking at our circumstances to have joy in the Lord and to be joyful. And I was thinking about that actually on the drive in today because there's a song we sing at church which says, I've got joy in the morning, joy in the evening. Through every season, I've got joy. And I was just meditating on that actually as I came into vision thinking it's not actually determined by what's happening in your world. It's
externally.
not, but actually we have joy in the Lord because of what he's doing in and through us and the hope that he's given us. That's why we can be joyful.
Let me read it one more time. You've put gladness in my heart more than in the season that their grain and wine increased.
Praise God.
It's awesome.
Well, if you need some more joy, a good place to start is the Bible, and we're going to head there next.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
And every day about this time, we dig into the Bible together. Like literally, it's like mining for gold as you read the Bible.
It is, Phil, and we're in a very practical book called the Book of James, aren't we? We took about 3 days to do chapter 1, and here we are in chapter 2.
Here we are. And look, it got me thinking about James because we get to meet lots of the disciples, and James wasn't one of the disciples. He was Jesus' brother, and we got to meet him, and we said the book of James is a letter, so it's a letter from James. James actually, when you look back through in the Gospel, so that's Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, we actually see that his brothers and sisters at different times weren't fully supportive of Jesus' ministry. Like there were times when they were like, come on, they were trying to calm it down a bit.
Yeah.
And then you see, though, James really rose up to be a leader within the church after Jesus had gone home to heaven.
Yep.
And you get to see here, James, he obviously has a real heart for those in need. And you see that through the book of Acts, which we've looked at here in the Rise and Shine, that the words that James speaks, at one point there was a great discussion in the church about whether or not those rules like circumcision should apply to the new Gentiles who were becoming Christians. And James ended up, as part of that process, really leading a conversation around, you know what, there are some good things that they should be doing, and one of those is looking after the poor.
Yeah.
He's obviously got a real heart for those in need.
He does, Phil. So chapter 2 opens up with this whole thing, what if someone comes into your church and they look rich and someone comes in, they look poor? Do you let the rich person sit down the front, put the poor person up the back? My takeaway from this, Phil, is, we should, again, live by principle. I talked about this earlier in the day.
Yeah.
We should all live by principle. In other words, you treat everyone the same, not just about wealth, gender, racial backgrounds, age. If we treat everyone the same, I think we'll do well.
Yes.
Just same level of respect, same level of manners, same level of time and attention. Like if you're in a customer service role at work, treat every customer the same because, we shouldn't judge people on how they look and pre-decide if they're going to be a good customer or a bad customer. Yeah. We should just treat everyone the same, shouldn't we? I think that's what he's saying there.
I reckon that's what he's saying because when you read it here, so we're in James chapter 2 and it says, for example, someone comes into your meeting dressed in fancy clothes and expensive jewellery and another comes in who is poor and dressed in dirty clothes. Who do you give the attention to? Well, and if we think in a worldly sense, so this is thinking outside of God, your natural inclination would be to treat the person who's dressed well probably different to the person who's not. And he's actually, it's countercultural that James is going, you know what? God's kingdom has a different because we're all designed and with a purpose. You're all God's creation. And so as a result, we've all got the same eternity in heaven. How about we treat everyone the same while we're on earth? It would have been countercultural at the time because the Pharisees, up until that point, were certainly not preaching that as part of their teaching.
It's countercultural now. I mean, there's been studies done in the modern Western world that criminals who go to court well-dressed with a suit and tie and comb their hair and present themselves better get lesser sentencing than ones who just turn up all shaggy and disheveled. So, there's a lot to be said for outward appearance, but obviously God looks at the heart and we should treat everyone the same. But the next takeaway from this chapter, Phil, which is an oldie but a goodie, is in verse 17, where basically James is saying, hey, faith by itself, if it does not have accompanying works, is dead. Now, we can read a lot into this as well, but, my read of this is that, you can't say, for example, I'm a Christian and not love God and love people.
Yeah.
As an example. Yeah. So it's not just about, believing God for something and stepping out in faith to make that happen. That's one aspect of faith. But I think faith as a general thing, it's like it's a relationship with God. So what James is saying, don't tell me you've got a relationship with God if you don't love people, if you don't do the basics of the Bible, if you don't act out your faith Monday to Saturday, Phil.
So good. And you can see that if you go back an extra just 1 or 2 verses. And this is really the crux of it. He's saying, how do you do that? What does that look like? Well, suppose you see a brother or sister who has no food or clothing and you say, goodbye, have a good day, stay warm, eat well. But then you don't help that person with food or clothing. What good does it do? And then he's using that in the context of faith. And he says, then faith by itself isn't enough. How about we do some good for those people rather than just with our words saying, and I think the modern context, one of those things is we say, oh, we'll pray for you and actually making sure that we do pray for them. Yeah. But if it's within our capability to help someone, that's really what James is saying here is let's step out, let's be part of the solution.
Yeah, and I think you can even broaden it beyond just helping people practically. Like if, you go to church on Sunday and you see someone there standing alone and they don't know anyone and you've got your friends at church and all you want to do is talk to your friends as a human, stepping out and actually going over to that new person and welcoming them into the church and getting to know them, maybe having a coffee with them. I think that's what James is talking about there as well. It's like, show your faith by your works. In other words, love people, welcome people, and accept people just the way they are, because that's what makes us Christians stand out. And Jesus said that people will know you by the love you have for one another. So for me, the biggest judge of a mature Christian is how much love do they have for God's people, not just the prominent ones, the pastors, the leaders, or the ones that can maybe give them something, but just the nobody Christians, the unknown Christian who wanders into your church or wanders into your life. How much love do you actually have for that person? Because for me, that's where faith is expressed properly.
And you think James, so he knew Jesus and would have seen in Jesus' life. And what do we see from Jesus? He was always eating with the sinners, eating with those who were
the nobodies.
The nobodies, right? And that's why people, the Pharisees were like, who is this guy? What's he doing? That old adage, what would Jesus do? We used to wear it on a bracelet. I remember as a teenager.
WWJD.
But it was really, you can see James is going, hey, what would Jesus do in this situation? Or he would be part of that. He'd be right there having a coffee nowadays. I don't know. Do they have coffee?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't know.
I think just loving people, because we live in a lonely society, Phil. There's so much need. Like, let's be honest, in Australia, we're affluent. There's not a lot of abject poverty, but there's a lot of lonely people.
100%.
And we can meet that void as Christians by just loving people, accepting them. And you never know. Like a friend of mine once saw a girl at church. She looked lonely. She was new. Him and his wife said, let's get her around for lunch. They discipled her, mentored her. She became the youth pastor in that church one day, quite a prominent Christian leader, because this couple just showed an interest in her and discipled her through relationship.
How good is that? It does show you, and every person's so precious to God. So as you're loving on them, you're actually showing God's love here on the earth.
And your faith has works.
How good is that, James? The book of James.
It's a good one, Phil.
It's a good one. I think we'll be in James 2 again tomorrow.
Oh, really? You haven't finished yet, Phil?
Well, there's still a bit more to go.
But wait, there's more.
There is still more. Actually, James gives some great examples of people who have done just that. So if you want to jump ahead, you could. Rahab is counted there. Abraham is mentioned there.
Good old Rahab. I love the story of Rahab.
I love the story of Rahab. Well, but not for today, people. You'll have to wait for it. Tomorrow we'll be back in the book of James. Of course, you can jump ahead at any time. You're on Rise and Shine. Not long from now, we will be chatting to the producer and the director of a brand new kids movie, Light of the World. It's about the life of Jesus. That's a spoiler for you.
I'm trying to whistle there. It's not working.
That is the world's
My
worst
mouth
whistle.
is so dry.
Try again for us, Andy. Come on.
Well, under pressure.
Come on. World's worst whistle.
I'd say it would be, actually, Phil. I'm going to take that.
Okay, one last try.
I can't do it.
That was me.
You know when someone goes to emphasise.
Oh, you did something
That's
there.
what I was trying to do. That was
a
it.
bit better.
It was the emphasis.
It was just a bit
whistle.
late, which is not...
About 2 minutes late, actually.
Wow. There's good radio right there. You're on Rise and Shine, Fal and Andy.
Always encouraging and always fun. Rise and Shine on Vision.
It's probably time for the nation to weigh in about whether or not the lunchroom rules and etiquette is that you can just go in and take willy-nilly, whatever's
willy-nilly,
whatever's kind of left out on display if it's up for grabs, or whether or not there's probably some rules around what is and isn't your food.
Yeah, it's a good question to ask for, because like I was trying to say before, the lobster of the ocean is the one who cleans up everything off the ocean floor. And I think every lunchroom needs a lobster. we need that person that's going to go in there and clean stuff up before it goes off.
You're doing us a favour.
Yes,
But
doing
what if-
society a favour.
What about the poor person who wants that crunchy nut cornflake?
Well, they should have put their little name tag on it.
Do you reckon?
They should have locked it up somewhere in their drawer or their desk at work so no one else could get their hands on it.
I see.
But on the kitchen table or the lunchroom table, it's kind of open slather.
Up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's sort of saying to me, come and take me. You know,
Really?
I'm lonely. No one else wants me. Do you want to have me for lunch or morning tea?
Or every part of the day. Andy actually just carried that box around
so
and he
good.
was just eating it all through the week.
It was addictive.
It's finally gone.
Thankfully.
Thank goodness.
Yes, thankfully for me too, Phil. It was a lot of sugar.
It was a lot of noise. All I can hear all the way through the office is crunch, 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 crunch.
So nice, though.
Crunchy nuts for
so
a reason.
nice.
But
And I would never buy them either.
No.
Too sugary.
They're very sugary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
But hey, I had to eat them so it wouldn't
But you
see it
had
waste,
to.
so it wouldn't be wasted.
It was very
It
good.
was my duty.
1-800 316 316. Can you tell us what the rules are in your workplace? And I've got Bernie hanging by. Now, Bernie, you telling us about your workplace a little while ago. Tell us what was happening in that workplace.
Listen, it was all girls in my workplace.
Mm-hmm.
We were kindergarten. We were kindergarten teachers, right?
Yes.
And you wouldn't believe it, the things that went on with the food in the fridge till Andy, the boss, said, right, if you haven't put it in the fridge yourself, you're not to touch it.
Oh,
Wow. So it turned out if you haven't put it in the fridge yourself, you can't touch. What was going on in that fridge, Bernie?
Oh, someone would just, you might have bought something really delicious.
Mm.
We all ate fairly healthily, but like for morning tea,
Mm-hmm.
and you were so looking forward to this delicious little cake or, I don't know, something delectable. And someone would have seen it and gone, oh, that looks all right. Let's have a bit of that.
No.
And it was, we never found out who it was. That's the trouble. People didn't know that.
Really? So there was actually in your workplace an actual real life thief.
or a sneak to the E.
A sneak to the E, as we would call
Sneaking
Andy.
around.
I mean, Andy's at least open about it. He's got his packet of food and he's parading it around the office.
But you're Andy, the boss, had to lay down the law. Hey, gee whiz.
But I'm wondering
Well,
how quickly
you
you're
see,
eating that brownie.
You know what? There was a range of ages. Like we oldies, we the older, mature ones, not so much all the time, but we figured it was the young ones because they just take whatever they want. Like that's how they thought. Oh well, we just thought it was there because it was left over or something. Well, we just had it, because it's there. You can have it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have anyone's name on it.
Like when they're at home, they just take whatever
It's
they
hard
want.
to put a name on a brownie, isn't it? So
It is. You can't put a sticky label on it. But you know what I'm thinking? I mean, using my detective skills, I'm thinking maybe it was your boss. Maybe he was just projecting on everybody else. Hey, everyone, stop
Andy
taking
was a
everyone's
female.
food.
Oh, Andy was a female.
Oh, okay. Well, she.
It's a female, Andy.
Maybe she was hoarding the little
Do
goodies.
you reckon if
and-
you went to her
and then-
drawer, there was like a whole bunch of cakes that had come
and
out
then
of the
she's made the official statement just to sort of take the heat off herself. You never know. Like, we can't take that option off the table.
No.
Or you're
was
sticking up for the boss, are you?
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah,
Bernie
yeah.
knows.
She was.
That's not a bit of Stockholm syndrome, is it? That's,
No.
Because we would only put, because I was a bit of a germophobic, so I wouldn't put anything in there if it wasn't in a container with a click-on lid,
I love those.
Love a click-on
it
lid.
has
Yes.
to be safe and clean.
Yes.
Well, they've got your name
So,
on it then. Did anything ever go missing from inside a click-on lidded container? Because that's different. That's sacrilegious.
No, I never had to make a formal
complaint.
complaint.
Okay.
It was, and because I had my name on it as well, I named everything there. You just had to. Bernie, don't touch.
You start, the signs get bigger and bigger. It goes from don't touch to Bernie, don't touch, get out. This is mine. Bernie, well done. Well, look, it sounds to me like it's rampant across the nation.
It does.
Oh, it's funny. You got to laugh.
You've got to laugh, except if your brownie goes missing, and
That's
then you're
right.
allowed to cry.
Well, I think Andy's laughing by the sounds of it. I don't know. I've got my suspicions about that, Andy.
This Andy's still, because he knows Andy's can be a bit dodgy.
That's right.
Well done, Bernie. Thanks for your call.
You're welcome.
Well, there you go. Bernie's weighing in. There should be some rules around those lunchrooms.
She could relate to it, Phil, I think.
She could.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
Well, Phil, I'm really excited. There's a new release coming out in September. It's called Light of the World. And joining us to tell us all about it is John Schaefer and Brennan McPherson, all the way from the lovely US of A. Guys, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Oh, we're pretty excited because this is a wonderful animated story of Jesus' life. It's coming out on September 4th here in Australia and New Zealand. But guys, tell us a little bit about Light of the World. What can we expect when we head to the cinemas to see it?
You can expect to see the story of Jesus through the eyes of his youngest apostle, John. And it's going to be unlike anything that you've seen before with the Jesus-centered media. But it's the full story of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, and done in a way that we think feels really fresh and gives a new spin on it while being truthful to the source text.
Yeah, so it's obviously a cartoon. And is it aimed at younger people or at all ages?
It's aimed at all ages. You know, obviously cartoon can be used as like almost a derogatory term these days.
Yeah.
We prefer to think of it as animation. You know, it's an art form in and of itself, a medium. And, we take it really seriously. We're huge animation fans ourselves. This just so happens to be the medium we decided to tell the story of Jesus in because we wanted to make something that was timeless, that would be beautiful in 30 years. 2D hand-drawn animation is that. And it doesn't age out and look dated in 3 to 5 years like some CG animation does. But it's also, it retains all of the human flaws of the animators and artists who worked on it. And we know we're flawed, and yet God accepts us. And so it seemed a fitting kind of sort of expression of worship to make this, not intentionally flawed, but flawed work of art to show how beautiful Jesus is and, to show the incarnation, that he stepped down into our brokenness and lived the only pure life to set us free and transform us.
It's a beautiful story. I've got to have a bit of a sneak peek at it, and I'm laughing and I'm crying and I'm following along this story. So well done to you both. It was just beautiful. But it would be a challenge, I think, because you can see it's a little bit like The Chosen that we talk about on the show quite a lot, where you have to take some license with the story to build in the other context that perhaps the Bible doesn't dig into. And you've chosen the eyes to see the story through the eyes of this disciple, John, who we know the Bible says Jesus loved. That's how John described himself, as beloved. How come, maybe, John, you as the director could tell us, how come you chose John being the eyes that you're seeing the story through?
Well, I mean, we had to find that story where the character that could see every event of Jesus. He had that front row seat all the way up through the crucifixion. And so that's why we chose him. But also we want to be very particular how we handle John as he's searching out the Messiah, finds the Messiah. And, there's things that he sees that Jesus does that he starts to think, maybe he is going to be the one to deliver us. Maybe he truly is the Messiah. Or Jesus says or does something contradictory to that, and it confuses John, and he starts to doubt or not trust Jesus. And we wanted that with our audience. Yeah. We really wanted our audience to experience that because, to Brendan's point, this movie, we made it for everyone. We made it for families. But when we developed the script and we were really working on the story, we made it so if you had no concept of the Bible, if you had no concept of Jesus, this was our way of introducing Jesus. And what would you be able to tell in 90 minutes that's not going to confuse that you have to give a lot of backstories. And so that's why we use John there. And for us, it was kind of like that coming of age film. And all of a sudden, before we realized it, oh my gosh, we're creating, like if Disney in the 90s made a movie about the life of Jesus,
that was actually accurate.
We just did it without musical numbers.
Yeah.
You could have put musical numbers in if you ever need to. Andy and I are big fans. Did you consider making it a musical and adding in some songs?
We did consider it, but our aspirations are to translate it into hundreds of languages. To translate, so
well, maybe next time, Andy, and then we can be in the musical version.
Well, you never know, Phil.
John and Brennan, we're talking with John Schaefer and Brendan McPherson, who are part of the Light of the World and brand new 2D animation version of Jesus' life, which will be out in cinemas in Australia next week.
Yeah, great concept, isn't it? Told through the eyes of John, the disciple, so what he saw. So it's kind of like The Chosen in a way, isn't it, Phil?
Yeah, it's like for
kids.
It is like The
great.
Chosen.
It just brings the Bible to life.
It does bring it to life. We've got them. How about John and Brennan? If you can stay with us just a little bit longer. And on the other side of this, we'll start to ask you some of those things about the challenges that happen when you step into this type of world. Coming up next, more of the Light of the World movie with Rise and Shine.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and Shine on Vision.
Now, guys, you're telling the greatest story ever told. This is a spiritual story. Were there some challenges when you were making this? Because let's be honest, when you're in any form of ministry, often you've got to overcome a few hurdles along the way.
No, we faced massive challenges, both personal, professional. It's an extremely difficult road to make a film. It's a miracle any film is made that's even mediocre, let alone one that's good. And when you have the weight of knowing that you need to tell the truth about the story of Jesus in a way that actually is winsome and attractive to people who don't know anything about him, that's a massive weight on your shoulders. I mean, films want to fall apart every week. And so the producer's job, the director's job, your job is to hold it all together while it's trying to fall apart. And it's very, very challenging. But then, personal things that we faced. My brother passed away from cancer right before we began production. And John can speak to the things that he went through as well. I lost my grandparents and tons of other stuff happened that was just, kind of catastrophic personally.
Yeah, and I mean, what happened, what you see on the screen, I think, too, is a lot of people who we screened this film in the United States with, they would always say, I can't believe how funny it was.
Yes.
I can't believe how heartfelt it was. And I think for the heartfelt moments, and like when you see Jesus crying, there's that vulnerability. Yes. That came from Brennan. That is Brennan's specific note that he felt like how crushed he was when his brother passed away, how much Jesus probably felt that for Brennan. And so when you see those heartfelt moments, those are our personal things that happened during the production that we were able to apply it to moments, to characters and that stuff. And so I would say, we always talk about this is the most personal thing we could ever made because it is on the screen, everything we went through. And the other thing is there's over 400 people who worked on this movie. 75% of them are not believers. Some of them, they might be a little interested. Some could be the furthest. They loved it because they loved the animation style, the artwork, and that's why they wanted to be a part of it. But what was interesting is through the production, I think we changed a frozen perception of who they think Christians are. One of the gentlemen was telling me, one of the people we were working with, saying, well, Christians tell us what you all don't like. What is it that you do like? What it is that, and it was an interesting point, and so our job was to make this film in a way that no matter what situation we were personally facing or dilemma, that we were not afraid to share that it was God who carried us through. And there was meetings that we would have, there'd be like 80 people on a Zoom call, and I did not know the answer. But I would ask them, is it okay? I don't know the answers, but I know who one does, and is it all right if I pray? And they allowed me to pray, and that opened up doors. So people got to know Jesus in a real way before the movie wasn't even finished.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And look, you can see that humanity as you watch this the animation. One of the pieces I think you're talking about is where there's John the Baptist, and there's no spoilers because hopefully we've read the Bible, but there's a moment there where Jesus is dying, right? Jesus didn't die at that point, but there's a death of one of his close friends, and the Apostle John comes up and you see Jesus crying. And I have to say, I saw that humanity in that moment. You could see, and you don't often think about, hey, Jesus would have had these strong emotions during this period. And the other piece that I think is difficult as a parent, if I had to animate it, is how much of the end of that story when Jesus goes to the cross. That's a difficult piece to put together for young audiences, even though it's going to obviously go through different age groups. What were some of the considerations as you're designing, hey, how do we tell this story? It's graphic, it's raw, it's really difficult, but in a way that is palatable to a younger audience?
So, I mean, when we were designing the film, Brennan and we thought it was most important that we did have to show blood. We did have to show him carry the cross. So there was a lot of stuff we navigated through, like, hey, a lot of people want to kind of hide it through crowds, do that. And so you see that in the film. But we did not want to kind of shy away from certain stuff, but we were doing creative stuff. So when you saw the nails go to Jesus's wrist, and right when it's about to come down, you saw John wince, and as he turned, he blocked it out. But we didn't want to hide the scream, because we really felt like the audience has to know what he went through. The audience has to feel it. And for us, what we were really trying to do is we needed to make John fall in love with Jesus, that the audience thought that was real. So by the time when John is crushed, so is the audience. And so it was that balance. And also in the United States, we needed to try to get a PG rating, because a PG-13 would isolate half our audience. And so, that's why we were very specific on how we did the scourge marks, and they were more darker red instead of like a fresh open wound. There's only one bright red drop, and it was when the blood, and it's when the drop comes down. So we were so specific on how to handle it, not just because the children are going to watch it, but also we have a rating systems we had to get it approved through.
Well, I'm actually really looking forward to watching this, and Brennan, really sorry for your loss about your brother, mate. That's really tough, and it sounds like you guys have been on a real journey to make this film, and it also sounds to me like it's going to bless millions of people all across the world. So well done, and congratulations to you both. I know it hasn't been launched in Australia, New Zealand yet, but I've got a feeling it's going to do really well. And this is John Schaefer and Brennan McPherson. They're talking to us today about Light of the World. We want to thank you so much for giving us your very precious time and sharing a little bit of your story and the story of the Light of the World here on Rise and Shine on Vision Radio in Australia today.
And we encourage you to jump onto your local cinema listings to find out. It comes out next week in Australia.
Another great opportunity, Phil, to take a friend or a neighbour or someone who maybe isn't a Christian, a family member that you want to see get saved, because it's the gospel presented in an animated way.
That's right. Light of the World 2D animation coming to Australia next week.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
I want to give a shout out if you're listening along in Cherbourg in Queensland, and look on a map, it's sort of inland from the Sunshine Coast, a little bit north, Cherbourg there, and 87.8 FM, and rich Aboriginal culture in that part of the world. I wanted to do your weather for you today. It's about 8.3 degrees right now. Feels like 6.4.
Oh, that's a bit nice and fresh, isn't it?
It's fresh, but it's going to get to 23 during the day. Like
perfect
beautiful,
weather.
Almost spring sort of a weather.
Yeah.
Spring is almost springing. In fact, for my on the weekend, it felt like spring where I was living. It was hot.
Did I tell you I jumped in the swimming pool on the
An
weekend?
actual pool?
Yeah, an actual pool.
Really?
Well, we've got a spa and a pool where I live.
Yeah.
And I went to the gym and I was a bit sore, Phil. Even though I identify as 25, you get a bit sore these days. So I thought, for a nice hot spa, and I'm in the spa.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the pool thinking, well, I went swimming in Tasmania.
Sure.
Surely I can jump in this pool and tough it out. And it was cold, Phil. It felt colder than Tasmania. When you get ice cream freeze on your brain?
Yes.
When I went under the water, I had brain freeze.
Did you?
But, like the old saying goes, I felt awesome when I came out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's something about that cold water.
Well, I looked at my pool, but I definitely didn't go into it. Although, I'll tell you about it next. Murray almost ended up in the water, but not on purpose.
Oh, okay.
As a result of something that I did wrong. So,
do tell, Phil.
Well, I'll tell you
Do
next.
tell.
But first, give us a scripture.
Well, the last verse of Psalm 4, we've been in Psalm 4 today. It's such a good one, Phil. It's really should have been read out last night, but save it up for tonight. Psalm 4, verse 8. I will both lie down in peace and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. That's a good verse to sleep to, isn't it?
It is. Read it again.
The end of Psalm 4. I will both lie down in peace and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety.
And on Friday, we were talking about how you could put a verse in your head before you go to bed rather than Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
That's a good one.
That's the one to do. How good is that?
I will both lie down in peace and sleep.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
Look, Annie, on the weekend, it was a big weekend at our place because Bella turned 18 last week.
It's massive.
She was having some friends over on the weekend.
How many friends did she have?
Not a lot. Like, we just had kept it small. She likes her group small, so it was perfect for us.
Like 10, 20?
Yeah, no, just I think there might be 5 or 6 of them all.
That's manageable.
So it's perfect.
That's
But we
manageable.
wanted to make it really special for them because it wasn't a lot of them, that we would make it really beautiful. So I had organised, we've been pretty busy here at work, so we'd been away for weekends, so I've done lots of the shopping for her online, which is what you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I do it very quickly. Like, we do a bit of research. Murray is my husband, a real researcher. Like he checks and double checks. He's very, very good. I'm more of that looks right. Let's just get it in.
Get it done.
Get it done and on to the next thing, okay? Yeah. So that's just a bit of the psyche. That's why you have to marry people who are different to you. But on the weekend, it became a bit of it became obvious that perhaps my way of doing things
had not worked?
leads to trouble sometimes.
Okay.
So on Saturday morning, we gurneyed outside, so we were ready for the girls.
I love a gurney. Does Mary like the gurney?
I gurney.
Really?
But I'm so excited about the gurney.
I've never seen a woman gurning before.
I love it. So if you don't know what it is, high pressure hosing. It cleans. I actually want the equivalent of that, but for inside the house.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I don't know what it is, but I'm so tempted to just take the gurney inside and gurney it all. It's incredible.
Because if you've got concrete or pavers outside, it's amazing how they clean up, isn't it?
Beautiful. It's like so sparkling. So I gurneyed and then I left with the girls. We had a bunch of things we had to do to make sure we were set for the next week. I left Murray with the simple task of setting up for me. I'd bought in a box a projector.
So I'm still visualising you with the gurney, Phil. It's one step away from machine gun, really, Phil, isn't it? Like you with the gurney. Phil with a machine. I don't know. Am I drawing too much out of this, Phil? I don't know. I think I can see you with a machine gun now. Just Phil.
It does feel. You feel the power as all that water is
like a modern version of Xena, Princess Warrior.
I love a gurney. It's only been in the last 3 years that I've discovered the gurney.
Oh, really?
And I'm very excited about it.
How did you discover it, Phil?
Well, we got to the point we'd bought this house and we needed it clean. And I'd been like, and Mum and Dad have had a gurney, and I was like poo-hooing it, like whatever.
Really?
I guess I'd been like, why would you need this piece of equipment? Everyone should have one of these pieces. It's incredible. So we haven't bought one. We just take theirs. But
okay. Is it so powerful though that if you do it too close to the wall, the paint will come off the wall?
It would be.
Yes, they're the best ones.
They're very powerful.
Pack a punch.
Anyway,
sorry, I digress. I'm just visualising you with the gurney.
No, take it away. I love a gurney. I could actually talk about that for days.
You could maybe bring the gurney to Vision and do the Vision car park sometime.
Maybe I would. It would be a happy day.
I'll ask maintenance guy Scotty if he's happy about that.
Happy day.
Sharing the load with you.
The day of gurneying is a day well spent,
it is.
I say. Love it. But this story actually is after the gurneying.
Okay.
The gurneying is finished. I've left with the girls. We had to get dance supplies, a book week costume, shoes for a formal. I'd gone. I come home and I'm saying to Murray, now I bought a big screen, an inflatable screen to go out for the girls to watch movies out under the stars.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we had this projector that had come with the pack, and I thought these nice lights, we'd light the place up, get some inflatable mattresses, pillows, cushions, food. Doesn't that sound fun?
Sounds awesome.
It sounds easy as well.
Who blew up the inflatable air mattresses?
Well, actually, they come inflatable.
Oh, that's
you can
good.
kind of just press them into
That's
power.
one
but
less job.
The big screen, I said to Murray, can you get that set up? I'll come back, swoop in and do the decorating. Not a problem. I get home, no screen is up. I'm like, what's going on? And my husband looks red in the face. And he looks
flustered.
He looks a bit. And he never looks flustered, but he didn't look his happy self. I'm like, what's gone astray here that I've led to Murray looking like he's under the pump here? And he's like, well, it turns out you've bought a screen much larger than you thought you had.
Okay.
I was like,
online?
Really? Yeah, I bought it online. He's like, oh, it's bigger than the house.
Oh,
like this screen. I was thinking it was this, medium-sized
just a normal
screen.
size TV.
It would go, 3 meters maybe in total width. That's not too big. No, it turns out that it's double. It's like, so it's 2 men, 12 foot across, and that's just the screen part with this huge black inflatable surround.
Oh, wow.
So poor Murray has been wrestling with this screen.
Trying to get it up.
And it becomes a sail, and it's like pushing him and this screen into the pool. And he's got the passerbys. Everyone's stopping, pretty much setting up picnic chairs to have a look at this wrestle between man and screen.
Oh, poor Murray.
Yeah, I know, because I bought because I didn't even consider that.
But when you got home together, could you get the thing working?
We got it working together.
Oh, that's good.
I know, so teamwork, we were fine. So eventually, I got it half done. I gave him some instructions, and then I had to take off because Millie had something else that I had to go. I'd take her to a dance thing, you know. And so
Yeah.
I had left him with it, but with some better instructions. So eventually it got up. You know, we get to the end of the day because you think that's enough for one day. Fel would have then been more on the details.
Yes.
You would think. We got more tired as the day got on, so it's not going to improve.
Yeah.
That's the hint.
Yeah.
So we get to the later end of the day. There comes a point at the moment when we need to buy pizza urgently.
Yeah.
You have to. Everyone's starving. We need pizza like right now. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm on it. I'm going to get it from Pizza Hut across the road, not far from us. There's
Mm-hmm.
a Pizza Hut. I log in, order the pizza, and I send Murray off to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. He turns up at Pizza Hut to get this pizza.
No order.
No order,
How did
Andy.
I guess?
No order.
How did I guess?
I'm saying that he rings me, Fel, there doesn't seem to be any pizza here. I'm like, well, I can definitely see the order on my screen. My beautiful husband, he's standing there in front of the guy. I'll get my wife to send a screenshot. Send the screenshot. Is the pizza from Pizza Hut, Andy?
No.
It's not.
It's Domino's.
It's Domino's.
How did I guess?
It's Domino's.
How did I guess?
It's so poor
'Cause pizza
Murray.
is pizza.
Suddenly, he's gone
in the
from
wrong shop.
He's in the wrong shop. So he
Poor
and Millie,
Mars.
they take off, 10 minutes away to get it from the correct shop. But does he get upset? Not a word. He just is so lovely.
So you were really putting him through his paces on the weekend, weren't you,
I
Phil?
feel like
really testing him out.
I tested every moment of him,
Like a horse
but
trainer.
Bless that man.
Just putting little Murray through his paces there on
Patient
trotting
Murray.
around.
He's like, not a problem. This would be right. No, that's not. He's not even surprised.
And the big movie screen thing worked?
It worked.
It sounds
brilliantly.
amazing.
While he was out, I got Josh. So Josh is 15. I said, Josh, your job now. Now that Dad has to go longer to get the pizza, I need you to swoop in and get this working for the girls.
Yep.
Brilliant.
And they watched the movie?
Watched the movie and it
good's
was
that?
beautiful. They had a great night. So it all
Is it
ended
still there
well.
now, or are you going to dismantle it?
Oh, thankfully it's electric, so you pump it up and then it'll go back down. So I've put it away, but I think we'll use it a lot.
You should keep it up the whole summer, I think.
Well, I probably will. It'll be up most of the summer. And in the pool. And now we know what we're doing.
How cool is
How
that?
cool would that be?
Oh, well done, Murray.
Well done, Murray.
Represent.
It was...
And that's all without a Bible chapter dedicated to how to be a good man. We were saying earlier, if you just joined us, you know, women have it easy because Proverbs
Wow.
31 is the pathway there to greatness. But us guys, there isn't such a chapter in the Bible, is
Well,
there, Phil?
maybe the
So
book
we have
of
to kind of
Murray.
make it up. The book of Murray.
His patience under the storm of Fel's mistakes.
Well, he's
is
done
probably
well.
what that is. You
He's
did well.
improvised. He's
a good-
adapted.
he's a good man.
He's overcome.
He's a good man. The question is, would he take food from the lunchroom? I haven't asked him this morning, but we have got someone coming in, Andy, who is like the definitive word at Vision. Who would that be?
Oh, I don't know.
Wow. if
Am
you
I in
think-
trouble, Phil?
Well, you know, Andy's put it out there that he does steal the root, or steal is not the right
that's
word.
a big word, Phil. Steal?
No, he swoops in and like a bowerbird will take food from the
I have
lunchroom.
acquired things from the
Sure,
lunchroom
there
at
we
work.
go. Okay, well, look.
But am I in trouble, do you think?
Well, I don't know. I've got
Who's coming down?
The biggest voice in Vision is
H-
coming
HR?
in. Well, you'll have to wait and see. Next on Rise and Shine, who's the biggest voice?
Scott, the maintenance guy?
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
We've put the call out. What are your lunchroom rules?
Had some great calls, and people have been listening, Phil. In fact, one person in particular has been listening. Our CEO, Phil Edwards, has come down into the studio. He has swooped down today to tell us
Like a
actually what
seagull.
the lunchroom rules are.
I got to come here and set the record straight, but I want to put you at ease, Andy. Those crunchy nut cornflakes were legitimate leftovers.
Oh, okay.
So a week or so earlier, we'd had a kind of an off-site retreat where we all got together and,
Yep.
you know, there was some cornflakes and things and they all didn't get eaten. So there we go.
So what you did, you
Your
brought them,
conscience is clear.
and so you brought them to work, and you left them on the table with the thought that someone will come along and eat them.
Well, I didn't, but I'm guessing that was the thing. And just for context here, this is a space in the kitchen there where
Yep.
often things are left out
They
for
are.
people to take.
Okay, so it's actually
I'm on Andy's side.
Vision's
like
like
a-
a giving
It's like a little
station.
treasure hunt, isn't it, Phil? Because sometimes you find clothing items on
I
there,
know.
books,
What have you taken
DVDs.
from the table, Phil?
Look, sometimes there's mandarins and people bring, you know,
Yes, yes.
things from the garden at
Yep.
home. In fact, actually, Andy, so you're a seagull, right? You'll have a crack at it?
Yeah.
Whatever's on the table?
Whatever's on the
yeah.
table.
What do you
So I was
Julie.
chatting to my neighbour yesterday.
Okay.
And he
Show
gave me
and tell.
a little bag.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just wondering whether you might like to try some of
Oh,
these.
throw that over.
It's,
Yes.
okay,
Look
so
at that.
for those at home, there's a massive chili.
That is a giant
giant
chili.
red
You got a whole
chili.
bag of them.
I got a whole bag here. So
Are you good with hot food, Andy?
I love chilies.
my neighbour gave me a whole lot of these. I thought, we can't eat that many. I'll bring them to work and I'll put them on the table for people to take.
Well, are you going to eat it right now?
and now
Not right
Andy,
now, no.
No, you have
I'm
to. No,
I'll add
come
it-
on.
Come on, Andy.
raw?
Right now, I want to see it raw.
You have to.
He's eating it. That's
How's
quick.
that sound, Phil?
I love the
You love
sound
that
of
sound, don't
food
you?
in a microphone.
You know what? I live in an apartment now. I used to grow in my backyard. When I was in a house in the suburbs, I had chilies and fruit and vegetables. I used to love my
Can I just say I'm disappointed. I wanted more of a reaction. Like I want
You
that
want tears?
cartoon. I want that cartoon reaction where your whole head turns red.
Wait till he gets
These aren't the super hot ones.
No. Wait till he gets to the seeds, though.
That's right.
Okay, give me a seed. No, he's happy as. The
Tell your
problem with
neighbour,
Andy is
these are very good chilies.
They didn't-
Very good.
That didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
no, it never does. It's every week I bring him.
1,000 apologies, Mr. Edwards, but I'm really enjoying your chilies. Really enjoying them.
Oh no, that's not good.
These
That's
are
not
excellent.
good.
Tell your neighbour they grow a good chili. I wonder what fertiliser they use. Do they
Have
use-
you over the years always gone and just taken whatever you like from the work fridge, Phil? Are you like one of those bosses
no.
who stole my lunch in my 20s?
Never. If it's in the fridge, it's somebody else's.
It's sacred in the fridge.
Unless you put it in there, don't touch it.
Okay. Oh, well, at least there are some rules at Vision.
Unless you legitimately know it's, leftovers of a birthday cake or something. But,
Okay.
What about sauce? What about a barbecue sauce in there and you need some on your lunch? Do you think it's okay to have a little bit of the sauce?
Well, it depends. If
Condiments.
it's somebody's sauce, and typically they'll label it as, this is Fell's barbecue sauce, get your mitts off it. But
What about unlabelled barbecue sauce? Just generic.
fair game.
I think so too. Because it could be from a staff meeting. It could be from like a manager's retreat or something. By the way, I just hit a couple of seeds then.
How are you going?
They are a little bit hotter than just the stuff I had earlier. Live update.
How's it going? Well,
Good. Sinuses are being cleaned as we speak. Can you hear that, Phil? Phil loves the sound of chewing.
and that was mainly the problem with the crunchy nuts is that all through the studio, all we could hear was the crunch, crunch, crunch. Terrible.
This is great. Honest, it's going down in my esophagus. I can feel it's burning. It's good.
Oh.
I can see a little sweat coming out.
That's right. I'm getting a bit sweaty. Yeah.
Andy and the chili.
was a good
Is
sized
it
chili
green
too.
chilies that are actually hotter than that?
I think so.
So we should get you a green chili. Can you find something hotter for next time?
I'll talk to my neighbour. See if he's
Okay,
got
good.
any.
Good job.
I suspect the ones they sell us in the nurseries in Australia aren't too hot because they know Aussies can't deal with very hot chilies.
Okay,
so
well, I'm
they're
on
not
the
the
hunt.
super hot ones.
Mind you, he is holding it with a tissue. Why is that?
Yeah,
Well, because I was going to light on a tissue and I was going to have it later. I thought, no, it's so good, I'm going to keep eating it. So look, tissue down, chili up. There you go.
Well,
you guys remember that scene out of Dumb and Dumber?
No.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers when the guy had
No.
the chilies. Remember? Do you remember that? Very funny. Very
no,
funny.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Very funny.
Okay, I'll have to take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost gone through the whole chili now.
I think they're called Atomic Red Hot Chilies or something.
It's all right. I've got a whole bag of them here.
There you go.
They're actually really good, Phil.
Pop
You should
it-
you should auction them, sell them. You know, highest bidder. Was they're really good.
Oh dear. Well, Mr. Edwards, I'd say I loved you coming down, but you agreed with Andy. So if you could leave.
Well, he set the record straight. The crunchy nuts were open slather. They were fair game.
Let me just quote you the word for today.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's
Here we
today
go.
it's called Call to Overcome.
Time for Phil to rise.
That's
To
right.
rise, no, fair game. Well, that does sound like you've just got to nail everything down if you want it in Vision or anywhere else.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And the chili's almost gone. Thank you, Phil, for the chili.
There's plenty more.
It was a massive one too.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Beat the toaster.
That's right. It's an easy game, theoretically.
It's a fun game, Phil. With a capital F.
1 minute. While we cook some toast, you've got 10 questions and you have to answer them with the right letter. And on the line, I've got Henry, known affectionately in your family as Henry the Eighth. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Henry, you're about to play Beat the Toaster. Have you had your breakfast this morning?
I was just about to cook it.
Oh.
What are you going to cook?
Just some oats.
Oh, you
That's
cook your
very
own
healthy.
oats. Very healthy. Henry, what do you do for a job out of interest?
I manage a cafe at the moment.
Well, you manage a cafe. So do you guys do breakfast on the menu?
Oh, yeah, so good. Breakfast is awesome.
What sort of bread have you got for, like, if
Oh.
people have toast, what sort of bread are you offering?
Well, we're a bit fancy. We use a 36-hour fermented sourdough.
Oh, wow.
No way.
I need to come visit. Where is this cafe?
It's in the Clare Valley.
Oh,
Well, we're
we've
doing
talked
the
about this
weather. We're talking about
today.
today.
Hello. I need to come down and visit you guys. Okay, so what do you think the most popular condiment is on the sourdough in your cafe?
Probably, we use, like, Beerenberg jam from the Adelaide Hills, so probably that, I would say.
You're selling
Local
it to me,
jam.
mate. You're selling it to me.
With butter or without butter?
Oh, heaps of butter.
Oh, Henry, I can taste it.
Andy's actually
I
running
can
out of the
taste it
studio right now.
Beerenberg jam with real butter and 30, what is it, 30-something sourdough? What is it, 30?
Yeah, like fermented sourdough, so it breaks down a lot.
Man.
Okay. Well, we don't need to play the game. We just need to come and eat that.
You got me, Henry. Now, your turn right now to shine, Henry. You ready to shine?
I'll give it a crack.
You're going to give it a crack.
Oh, we love you.
You got 10 questions. You got 60 seconds to answer these questions. Every answer today must start with the letter L, Henry. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, your time starts now.
A song title.
Let Her Go.
Got it, yep. A type of food.
Lettuce.
Yep. A word that describes someone.
Loving.
Yep. Things that people are afraid of.
Lunatics.
Yep. Fair call. A household item.
Letter opener.
Yep. European city.
London.
Yes. A 4-letter word.
Love.
Yep. A kind of dance.
Latino.
Yep. Something with spots on it.
Ladybug.
Yes.
And a girl's name.
Larissa.
Yes! Henry the Eighth.
You did
Winning.
Amazing.
Henry. Let me ask you an honest question, Henry. Did you think you were going to win today?
Nah, no chance.
Look at that, hey? And they said you'd never make it, Henry.
No one actually
But you
said that.
finally came through. To all of you that have made it through, this one's made for you, Henry.
I'm so proud of you. Let's
Honestly,
do that again.
hardly anyone wins.
No, it's very
It's
hard.
a rare thing, Henry.
But you know what I love? Henry took his time.
He did.
You were you took your time with your answers. You
Very
didn't rush
deliberate.
it.
The word's deliberate,
Deliberate is the word.
And also didn't get flustered at
No.
that first initial response. Oh, I don't know that. But no, Henry just worked through the problem. Henry, you're a good man, I can tell.
Thanks, guys.
You're still unflustered.
He's very unflustered.
Very.
How can we fluster you, Henry? What do we got to do? What do we got to do?
I kind of want to fluster you now, but Henry, stay on the line. Thank you for playing. You're a good sport.
Yep.
Look, if you're listening along and you want to play,
Well, hang on. Let's give the cafe a plug. What's the name of the cafe in the Clare Valley? Come on.
yes.
What is it?
All right. We're called Cafe 1871.
Cafe 1871. I can promise you this, Henry. If I come to the Clare Valley, I am coming to that cafe.
You're coming
It
straight
sounds
there.
awesome. The sourdough,
Yeah.
the jam, it just sounds amazing. The staff, the manager. It's all good. It's all good.
Henry says yes.
Henry's happy.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
And I think we've got time for just one more call.
Okay.
We've got Warren hanging by.
Okay.
Warren, who are you agreeing with this morning?
You know what? I totally agree with Andy.
You do.
Ooh.
It's up for grabs. You're like, if it's up.
If it's not labelled, yep.
Do go on, Warren. Do go on.
Especially if you leave it on the table.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Well, because, okay, I've got a story for you then, Warren. So in one of my first jobs, just imagine 21-year-old me, I might have been 23. So I was a little kid and I was trying to save money. We wanted to buy an apartment, I think. Murray and I might have just been married. And
So you're living frugally, Phil.
very frugally. And I would get a loaf of bread and a little thing of ham and a little thing of cheese, and I put it in a plastic bag because we didn't really even own a lot of Tupperware.
Yep.
Put it in the fridge, in the back of the fridge at work. My boss would come regularly, and I'm like, why is this going down so quickly? One of my friends at work would say, well, that was because the boss has been coming and eating your lunch supplies.
Wow.
Was it labelled?
It wasn't labelled. Well, I was 23. Do you
Thank
think
you,
it was
Warren.
labelled?
Good questioning, Warren. Good line of questioning.
Isn't it clearly purchased for someone, though? Don't you think?
Well, because it's not the first time I've had a cake, leftover cake or birthday things like that. And I thought, I'll clean eat all that. So I bring it to work, put it on the table, and it's gone by the end of the day.
Well, it's nice. I think in that case, open slather, open season. But surely there's some food that goes astray that maybe you're eating and maybe someone had thought that would be their lunch today and it's gone.
I mean, don't you think, Warren, it's like having a plate of chips, hot chips out on the beach somewhere and not expecting seagulls to come down and take them. Of course they're going to take them.
Seagull.
You leave your plate of chips there, the seagulls are going to swoop in. They're going to take your chips.
You've got
You know why, Andy?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not labelled.
There you go. Exactly. You label them.
You want to take that
Those
Parker
birds-
pen everywhere with you.
Those birds would back off, but those birds see no labels. They're like, I'm in.
You know what I need then?
Those
I
are
need
my
to bring
chips.
a bunch of labels and some Sharpies to the
Yes,
office,
yes.
leave them on the table, although Andy would take them. He'd be like, I need those.
Yeah, that's right. For
You know
home
why?
use.
The Sharpies aren't labelled.
That's right.
I'd be labelling everything.
Oh, Warren,
dear.
I'm feeling the solidarity, Warren. We can start the union, I think, the lunchroom union. What do you
Yeah.
think? Right? We might get a seat at the table with the current government. They love the union movement.
You'd
this
take your
current
table,
government.
that's for sure. There'd be no food left at that meeting, that's
The
for sure.
lunchroom union. We need a lunchroom union, don't you think, Warren? This could be something we
Well,
could start.
I think HR feel like they need a police in there, actually. I'd be going the other way. I'd be going militant. What's our protection up for the workers? Oh, dear. Warren, thank you for giving us a call this morning.
No way, guys.
Oh, very good. Well, it looks like there you go. The votes are in. Take whatever you like in the lunchroom today.
I think that needs to be explored, Phil.
What-
The lunchroom union. I think Warren and I need to start
I
that
feel
union.
like I need protection. Protection for those who bring their lunch every day and
Mhm.
it's just up for suddenly it's gone.
Well, as a union, we will represent all workers
of
who
that.
use a lunchroom.
Okay.
We'll make sure it's safe for everybody.
Yes.
We'll make sure it's regulated.
I do feel like
There will be a small fee, of course. Union fees have to be paid. But if you pay those fees and you're part of the union, we've got your back,
There's
Phil.
a protection involved.
Yeah, we've got your
Pretty sure
back.
that's illegal, isn't it?
I'm
or
thinking I'll
something?
pay myself about $500,000 a year. That seems to be the going rate for union leaders
Like
these
across,
days.
so across the nation, Andy's just rocking up to lunchrooms, signing people up.
I won't do it personally. I'll send my
You'll
guys in
send
with their high visible vests on and just make sure our
What will be
lunchrooms
this-
are safe for everyone, Phil, and fair.
Keeping lunchrooms safe across the country.
There you go. There'll be stickers, there'll be banners,
Did you have
billboards.
a theme song?
Barnesy. I'll ask Barnesy to write it for me. He'll write me a song.
Working class
Yeah,
man.
it'll be Working Class Man and Woman Part 2. Lunchroom etiquette.
Lunchroom rules. Okay.
That's right. There you go.
Oh dear. Well, it has been fun on Rise and Shine. Thanks for everyone who's got involved, got in touch. Heading up after the hour, we're going to be chatting to Ben Evans. It was Takeaway Hunger Day last week, and talking
Thursday.
about doing things well. We have exceeded expectations as a
We
Vision
have.
family. We'll check in with the tally board and see where it currently stands as we partner with Feed the Hungry to help children in Uganda who go without food. So it's an incredible story, and we'll be talking about it in the next hour on Rise and Shine.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day.
This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
Top of the hour. So we're going to do the weather from Tennant Creek in the Northern Territory, where you're listening along on 104.5 FM. And look, Tennant Creek is one of the larger towns in the Northern Territory. It's located, if you're trying to imagine, I'm me and distances and things, but it's sort of on that main road from Alice Springs to Darwin, about 1,000 k's south of Darwin and 500 k's north of Alice Springs, just to give you a bit of a picture of
Okay.
where it is. And it's very famous for a gold rush. There was the last great Australian gold rush. Apparently, I'm told, was there.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. If you're wondering, that's what it's famous for. It was the 1930s and still has a bit of a mining presence now. But I'm told it was the site of Australia's last great gold rush, which would have been quite the site. Like it's deserty area, so going out there digging for gold would have been dirty.
I wonder how they first found the gold. Okay, this is unscripted, Phil. You've got no prep time for this at
Okay.
all. Who is a famous Australian actor
Oh no,
who was involved in gold digging in the 1930s?
no idea. I'm not even
Have
going
a
to try.
while. Well,
no
who was
idea.
a famous
I don't
Aussie
even-
actor in
I
the
don't even
1940s?
know. I don't know. Who would even be famous?
Well, okay, another clue. His first name starts with E.
No idea. Doesn't help me at all.
Errol Flynn.
Oh, okay. I thought, you know what? No, I'm not even going to say. That's just embarrassing.
No, this is trivia. He was mining gold in Papua New Guinea in the 1930s.
Really? And then when was he acting?
After that, he became famous after that.
So he gave up the gold to go looking for gold.
I don't think he found the gold.
You don't.
I don't think he got rich, but there's a part of Papua New Guinea, the Wow Billawol region, all of my Papua New Guinea brothers and sisters, that Wow Billawol area was also a gold mining area. Really? And I've been there, I've preached there, and they actually, I've been to people's houses in that area who have jars of gold. They still pan for gold by hand there, and they get little bits of gold.
They keep
when they need money, they go and trade the gold in for cash, and they buy stuff. Yeah. So that was Errol Flynn. He mined for gold in the 1930s in Papua New Guinea.
Did you go looking for any gold?
I did.
Did you find it?
No, I didn't. I wanted to.
I know.
I thought I had, but it was fool's gold.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this is gold. And the pastor's like, no, that's
it's
not real
not.
gold. He knew Either that or he was a very, very smart pastor. And when I left, he went back later. I got, no, I'm only kidding. It was fool's gold. But you do get that rush of excitement.
You get excitement.
When you think you see the
I
gold.
totally want to do that.
And Errol would have had those rushes, but not enough rush because he didn't get all the gold. So then he went to Hollywood and became a famous actor.
Well, it doesn't sound like the worst ending to a story ever.
He used to play the pirate roles. He was a big deal in Hollywood in the 30s and 40s.
I would love to be a pirate.
Would you?
Oh,
In
there
a
in the
movie
Harry.
or a real one?
No, in a movie.
Oh, not a real one.
No, I mean, if you can't find me one morning with, that's right, she was going to be a pirate.
I think it might have been over glamorized. I don't think it would have been that good a life.
No,
though.
I don't know. I'm not thinking in life I'm going to be a pirate. I'm thinking about movie roles.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant an actual.
Particularly if it was a musical.
I was seeing you again. Ever since you've given me this image of you with a gurney, I'm seeing you with machine guns. Now I'm seeing you with swashbuckling across the oceans, taking other people's ships, stealing their stuff. Making them walk the plank. Pirate Phil. You would have been a good pirate, actually, Phil. You would have been a great pirate.
What is it? What are the characteristics that you're seeing?
Determination.
Oh, thank you.
A will to win.
Okay, yes.
Yes, you wouldn't take no for an answer.
No, that's true.
And that poor little cargo ship said, look, sorry, we can't give you our stuff. We're going to the other side of the world and, we can't disappoint our customers. You would not have taken no for an answer.
That is true.
You would have taken all their stuff.
I would.
And then buried it on some island somewhere.
I guess.
Yeah.
And would have forgotten where I buried it, actually. That would be.
Well, hopefully you would have had a nice
as long as I had Murray
first
with
mate
me, I'd
who
be
could
fine.
have drawn the treasure map for you.
I did. I need an assistant, but yes.
Every good pirate did, Phil. Anyway, so here we go. So I'm in Ecclesiastes, Phil, chapter 2, verse 24. Nothing is better for a man than he should eat and drink, and that his soul should enjoy good in his labour. This also I saw was from the hand of God. And how true that is, Phil.
It's an unusual one, isn't it?
To
Like
just-
Ecclesiastes. It's not a book we go to very
It's an interesting book, but it is the Word of God. But I like it that we should enjoy our labour. There's nothing like working with your own hands or just having a job, earning money and buying stuff for yourself that you've earned the money. I don't know about you. When I was young, the first time I went and bought some clothes for myself when I first got a job, it felt good, Phil.
Yes.
Not sort of relying on your mum or dad to
that's
provide
true.
for you.
I remember the first item of clothing I bought was for a camp, and it was a bright fluoro tracksuit, back in the 80s.
Kept you safe.
Well,
High vis.
High
vis fell ahead of the
I wasn't
time.
getting lost, that is for sure.
In the bush.
It was pretty ugly, but that was what I bought. I
You
guess
didn't get lost.
The fruit of my labor.
Mhm.
I was cold because it wasn't very practical, but yes, I didn't get lost.
I'm going to read it one more time. Nothing is better for a man than he should eat and drink, and that his soul should enjoy good in his labour. This also I saw was from the hand of God.
Oh, amazing. Well, the hand of God is also for the poor, we've been learning about in the book of James. And all through last week, we were talking about Feed the Hungry and the work they do in Uganda. If you
Amazing.
want an update where we stand, we as a Vision family had a goal to firstly feed 35,000 of these refugee children in Uganda. We know we got to 40.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
Phil, it's time for an update. Last Thursday, we had Takeaway Hunger Day across Australia. All the Christian radio stations across Australia are involved. Vision was involved. So I thought it'd be good to get an update from none other than the CEO of Feed the Hungry Australia, Ben Evans. He joins us on the line now. Ben, welcome to Rise and Shine.
Thank you so much. It's a great day to be here. My voice is still struggling. You go to the sporting event and you cheer for your team. So that's what I've been doing all weekend, just cheering for Australia, who've really responded so magnificently with their acts of kindness to feed hungry children. So what a great day. Thank you so much, Vision and Australia.
Well, the tally's huge, Ben. It's 166,000 children, almost
Come on.
167,000 children are going to be fed for a whole month. I mean, that is a huge number, isn't it?
I thought we set a huge goal in trying to feed 140,000 children with our friends all over Australia. And to see 166,000 children fed as of this morning, that is absolutely incredibly exciting news, because I get to see children fed. I get to go and say these children have been fed because of all my friends in Australia, and especially right here at Vision.
We're so excited. And Vision itself, we're having a look. And if you missed it last Thursday, it's not too late. You can still jump in and be part of this. Takeaway Hunger Day is this idea that we present these beautiful children in Uganda who are running away from incredible atrocities of war, refugees. They land on the other side in Uganda and they don't have anything with them at all. And then Feed the Hungry are there to partner with local churches to feed them. Just $6 will feed one of these children, beautiful souls, for a whole month. And at Vision, we set an original goal for 35,000 children in a day. Could we feed them? The Vision family got so quick. We were doing so well. We upped it. By the time we finished Brekkie, it was up to 40,000.
Yep.
And Andy, right now,
44,000 kids have been fed from Vision listeners.
Come on.
It's amazing. And it's all about the listeners too, Ben. It's not about us. We just put it out there and people just responded with such generosity. So Vision family, you can be proud in a good way today of your generosity because out of 166,000 Australia-wide kids being fed, 44,000 of those kids are from Vision family members who've stepped up and said, we want to make a difference in these kids' lives.
Amazing. So amazing. I keep thinking, I'm stuck in sports mode, so I keep thinking about the grand final. You know, your team has actually done the heavy work. They've won the battle. We're in the last 5-10 minutes of the game, but we've clearly won the team. What the good coach will do is start to put the bench players onto the field so that they can participate and say that they were part of a grand final team. So I know that the victory has been won. We've fed over 140,000 children. But if you haven't contributed to feeding on Takeaway Hunger Day, it's your turn to get off the bench and help contribute. The victory has been won. I don't need your money in that sense, but I want you to be part of a winning team. I want you to be part of the victory that has been Takeaway Hunger Day. And so little, $6 to feed a child for a whole month. It doesn't take much to get it on the board. And I'm just so grateful for everyone all over Australia for helping us on Takeaway Hunger Day.
And so it's not too late, Ben. People can still make a donation now.
That's right. You can visit the website, click the banner, or even call our friendly staff at Feed the Hungry on 1300 00 5514. We'd love to hear from you either way.
And it is like, I'm thinking sporting analogies now, Andy, which I don't often go there, but a stadium for the grand final. How many people are in the stadium at the grand final? Like, that's about 40,000, isn't it?
It depends where the stadium is, Phil.
Let's think Melbourne.
Oh,
40
Melbourne.
to 60,000.
Yeah, 60 or 70. I think the record at Melbourne was 120,000 when Billy Graham was there. Who'll ever forget that day?
But it's like filling up, like for Vision family, 44,000 or 45 almost thousand kids. That's like a big stadium full of individual kids who are all being fed through Feed the Hungry.
It's huge.
Thanks to our Vision. It's like a huge, but that's better than football any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
That's it. I mean, I was my joy over the weekend is reading some of the comments, and I love reading comments of people who've made a donation. And I was really struck by a little girl called Mia, who's just 6 years old, and she said that she gave from her Give jar. And I was thinking, I never needed it, but I know an uncle who needed a swear jar. So every time he did something wrong, he put some money in a swear jar. And I remember saving up for a Mongoose BMX bike in the 80s. And so you put money aside. But this little Mia had a giving jar. She put money aside into a jar so that she could give. And Takeaway Hunger Day was where she wanted to give. So I think about children like that, and I think about Jesus' encouragement in Matthew 19 that let the children come because this is for the kingdom. And I think our children are always showing us the way. They are not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about hungry children, just like them, their age, who don't know where their next meal's coming from. But today, even though it's a little bit past Takeaway Hunger Day, but today you can help answer those prayers. So I'm so incredibly grateful for everyone who supported us today. And as we've been saying, it's not too late. You can get involved. You can be part of the victory team.
Yeah. Just say the number again one more time for us, Ben. If people want to call in and make a donation now, what's that number again?
Yep. So it's 1300 00 5514.
Excellent. Well, this is Ben Evans. He's the CEO of Feed the Hungry Australia with an update there that the official tally now is 166,000 160,000 children, almost 167,000 really, are now going to be fed for a whole month thanks to the generosity of the Vision family as well as all the other Christian radio stations across Australia. So, Ben, thank you so much for joining us today on Rise and Shine.
It's my pleasure. A big God bless you to everyone at Vision. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're going into your Monday now. Whatever it is that you have, we pray God's blessing upon it. We'll be back tomorrow, Andy.
We will.
Very exciting.
Back in the saddle, Phil.
Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. And look, if you've got some lunch at work apparently now, just go and take whatever you like from the workplace.
Or if you grow chilies, send me a chili.
Oh,
I've smashed that one I had earlier. It's gone.
Really? Well, behind the scenes, there were a few tears in your eyes at one point there.
The very end of it had a lot of seeds in it.
But okay. Well, there you go. Andy's happy for a tin of terror or a chili of terror.
Or maybe both.
Bring it on. I'll see what I can find for Friday. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.